I love the Rising song, but Wrecking Ball is no Wrecking Ball's a Wrecking Ball. That would make sense. But the Rising's got some good bangers on there, though.
It's okay. I of all the Bruce Springsteen stuff, I was not a huge fan of the Rising, so I didn't tell Bodie. We left it off.
All right.
Like I said, it's my today in history.
I know what you're.
Some birthdays today. Born in the state 1863. The founder of Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, was born. This date, 1934, turning 91 today. Still alive, the 9th Major League Baseball commissioner, Bud Selig.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth?
If there is one thing for which Bud Selig will be remembered, it is baseball steroid scandal, which continued throughout his tenure.
Baseball will not rest and will continue to be vigilant on the issue of performance-enhancing substances.
That had to be the most testing time for you.
It was, I worry a lot. I worried a lot about, obviously, the game.
It goes to the heart of the game.
You bet. No question about it. You know, people have said we were slow to react, and I believe that's a historical myth.
So how should we view those athletes who use steroids and have toppled the record of people who didn't?
Well, people are going to have to make their own judgment about that. I've studied the game. Every decade, every generation has its unique features.
It's unique features, like everybody juicing.
Bobby, I was going to ask you this: who do you think? Who are you more believable? What's more believable? Selig wanting to seek out and punish steroid users, or OJ searching for the real killer?
Oh, it's probably about 6 one way, half dozen another.
I think it is too.
Because they need. Listen, he can say what he wants. They needed the home run chase in '98 to bring the fans back. I mean, it was a big deal. I remember getting the USA Today every day and checking to see McGuire, Sosa, and early on Griff, how he was doing. Because he was a big part of it as well.
McGuire also selfish, Bob, because before the season started, a buddy of mine, we knew he was getting married, and we had to plan a bachelor party. Back then, gambling not legal up here. We had to go down to a riverboat. Was it Lawrenceburg? Somewhere down there. Anyway, so just on the other side of Cincinnati. And so I bought tickets to a Reds-Cardinals random game in September. And I said, we'll go to the Reds game and then head to the casino. After that, hang out, spend the night down there, whatever.
Oh, we did last night. That's a great deal.
Okay. Bob, what happened, though, was McGuire, as the season's going on, I'm seeing McGuire's getting closer and closer, like, oh, my gosh. He might be coming to Cincinnati with the chance to hit number 62, the one to break the record. And I'm actually talking to ticket brokers, like, hey, I've got tickets here. And they said, well, if it's still there, we'll offer you this and whatnot. We were talking about, guys, we had 8 tickets. We're gonna sell these tickets and make enough money to go and lose it at the casino down there. And McGuire selfishly broke the record the game before the Cincinnati game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the day before he broke it.
That is wild.
Well, and then we thought, crazy. Yeah, and then we were like, well, there was reports that after that he wasn't going to play the next game because of the fact he broke the record. They're like, we'll sit him out. He ended up playing. We went to the game, and just again, now at the time, you think about this. This is like digital. This is not digital cameras. This is regular cameras with flash bulbs and stuff. And he decided to play. He batted once or twice, I think it was, but the number of flash bulbs that went off in that stadium was amazing.
That's pretty remarkable. Yeah, everybody wants to catch it because who knows what the last record ball would be, last home run he would have hit.
Right.
Oh, goodness. That's fantastic. Turning 78 today, the 38th governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The 12-gauge autoloader.
That's Italian. You can go pump or auto.
The 45 long slide with laser sighting.
These are brand new. We just got them in. That's a good gun. You just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss. Anything else?
Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Hey, just what you see, pal.
The Uzi 9mm.
You know your weapons, buddy. Any one of these is ideal for home defense. So, which will it be?
All.
I may close early today. There's 15-day wait on the handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
Wrong. I'll be back.
I don't remember that from his what happened in his administration there. Is that from when he was governor, or is that a movie?
That was actually him talking to the state assembly in California.
Okay.
No?
Sounds about right. No, I think it's right. No.
From Terminator, maybe.
Tomato.
I'm guessing. Yeah, there you go. Frank Stallone, brother of Rocky. Not the Rocky brother, Sly.
Rocky
75. Rocky Stallone, brother of Sly, turning 75. He sang Far From Over, which was one of the hits in Staying Alive. Bill Cartwright, former Bulls center, 3-time NBA champ, turning 68. Lisa Kudrow, better known.
I think she was better known for Phoebe from Friends here, turning I don't know what age. What do you think, Tito? Mid-50s?
I'm
probably
putting her
give or take. That
mid-50s
sounds about
probably
right.
for her.
Yeah.
Yes, she is that. But the Frank Stallone thing, can you imagine being the brother? Like, it's like that whole Andrew Ridgely one. God, I'm wasting it on you. Andrew Ridgely is the other guy in Wham. Not George Michael is the other guy. And Frank Stallone, he's the other Stallone. He's that one.
Gotcha.
Not Sylvester. He's the other one. It's always interesting when you have those situations where you got a guy who's the brother of, or the other guy, or the other girl. The third tenor we talked about yesterday from a famous Seinfeld episode where they talked about the third tenor. But yeah, it's I got to believe Frank's like, hey, Stallone party of two at the restaurant. Like, oh, you're not Sylvester.
Yeah.
You're
Got
the
a
other
clip
guy.
from Phoebe here from
Let's
Friends.
do it.
Do you know what Amanda said to me when she got me on the phone? Oh, so sorry to catch you on your mobile. If you didn't want to get me on my mobile, then don't call me on my mobile.
No, and she's always bragging about all the famous people she's met.
Oh, I know. I slept with Billy Joel. All right, who hasn't? Oh, what are we gonna do? I don't want to see her. Oh, let's just cut her out. What? Cut her out of our lives. Just ignore her calls and dodge her till she gets the point.
No, I guess we could try that. It seems so harsh. Have you ever done that?
No, had it done to me, though. Feels good.
Lisa Kudrow turning 62. Apologize. I don't know, guys. My internet drops out every once in a while. So
62.
I don't know what the heck's going on with that.
We were
I
guessing
missed it.
mid-50s, Bob. We were way off. Well, not way off, but
No,
a handful
yes.
of years off.
62. They're all getting up there, man. She was, I think, the oldest of the crew. The rest of them are mid to upper 50s, I want to say. Courtney Cox is close to 60, if not 60 as well.
By the way,
Chris Mullins.
Bob,
Go ahead.
that right there, that speaks to the youth of Bodie, or Brody, as some people call him.
Your
But
Highness.
the fact that, there's a huge difference. When you get to mid-50s and think of 62, there's a significant difference, okay? Bodie's out, you can say it's not really close, whatever, not that far off. Trust me, Bodie. 50s, mid-50s and 62, when you get to my age, a huge difference.
No, you're further away from retirement, Tito.
Closer to death is what I am, Bobby.
No, it's one day. The youngest you'll ever be is right
Yes,
now.
you're right.
The 5-time All-Star Chris Mullins turning 62 today, and then one of Bodie's favorite directors and producers you will find. I'm curious to see what he picked. The world is his oyster. Christopher Nolan turning 55 today.
I wanted to save Gotham. I failed. Why do we force?
Because you're chasing a loose
So
ball.
that we can learn
You
to pick ourselves up. You still haven't given up on me. Never.
I never cared who you were.
And you were right. But shouldn't the people know the hero who saved them? A hero can be anyone, even a man doing something as simple and reassuring as putting a coat around a young boy's shoulders to let him know the world hadn't ended.
Come on, Tito.
No, listen.
Talking about Bruce Wayne saving the world. You're over here interrupting him.
Bobby, because why do we fall down? I thought it was a great moment to bring up yesterday, what we talked about yesterday for me, which what happened on Monday. And Bodie actually puts his hands to his lips like a teacher in class and says,
I saw him. I watched it.
Okay, listen, I think Bodie,
see you guys.
I'm going to tell you right now, like much like Rick James and the Dave Chappelle skit, I think Bodie's getting too comfortable.
Listen, that was his deal. Christopher Nolan is one of his favorites, and someone was telling me about a Christopher Nolan movie. Oh goodness! Yesterday,
The Odyssey coming out next year. Is that right?
No, like
okay.
Momentum, one of his early ones.
Oh, Memento, yeah.
Memento,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, so I go. You know what? That came out early 2000s, which was in my movie wheelhouse. That's when I was watching a ton of movies, and I'm surprised that I didn't see it. So I'm gonna have to go check that out. They said it's very good.
To tie it together, though, Bob, momentum's also the reason why I fell down. Like, why do we fall? So we can get up. I fell because of momentum.
Okay, that is true. Gravity. Gotcha.
Yes.
Thitoff.
Yes.
Comedian and actor Tom Green, turning 54 years old, had a nice little run about 25 years ago.
One ball,
with some
right?
Fame. That is true.
Okay.
We used to call him the Juggernaut. Turning 54. Still looking great. Christine Taylor, married to Ben Stiller, star of Wedding Singer, Dodgeball, and many others.
So, I trust everything's going swimmingly with our acquisition of Average Joe's.
So far, yeah. I mean, there's a lot to do over there, so I should probably get back. That is a really interesting painting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's me taking the bull by the horns. That's how I handle my business.
Literally.
It's a metaphor. Ah, that is rich. A real sauciness that I find extremely attractive. We should mate.
What?
Date. I said we should date sometime, socially. Go out and kick it. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah, in some cultures, they only eat vomit. I've never been there, but I read about it in a book.
I'm sorry, Mr. Goodman. I don't date clients.
Is that the Dodgeball movie?
The Dodgeball. That's what it's
I
called.
can't handle
The
you.
true underdog story.
Just tell me, I don't know it, Bob.
You've never seen Dodgeball?
No, I've never seen Dodgeball. Have you seen Cannonball Run?
No.
Okay.
That's Thitoff's go-to.
Okay.
I mean, these are classics, buddy. Yeah, exactly. But I never thought I'd worked with somebody who is, I don't know, buddy, what are you, 17 years younger than me, who I have more in common, who's seen a greater catalog of movies than someone who's about 10 years older than me. That doesn't even make sense. I can't make the calculus work on that.
Life comes at you fast, Bob.
That's true. And obviously, I don't know what you've been doing for the last 54 years besides wasting some of them, but neither here nor there. Hope Solo turning 44 today, and Bill Walsh, the legendary Bill Walsh, passing away on this date, 2007.
When they carried him off the field, it was because he had won a division title. But for the author to have a storybook ending and a trip to the Super Bowl, Walsh would have to beat Dallas. Fittingly, he had scripted a perfect play.
When you think about the coaching point on my part of the play,
Dwight is in here sliding back out.
for him to say to Joe,
Dwight will clear it. He's going to break up and break into the corner. Okay, you got it?
throw it to Dwight high enough to where it either goes out of bounds or he can jump up and catch it.
You're ready to go to Dwight, you got it? You don't get what you want. You'll just simply throw the ball away. But not there, away.
To think through that play all the way to that minor little detail, to me, you just really believe in every single thing he says.
Looking back on it, that was Camelot. That was Camelot. That was the origin of a dynasty.
There we go. Some holidays observances today. It is Father-in-Law Day. It is National Cheesecake Day, National Chicken and Waffles Day, Support Public Education Day, Paperback Book Day, Share a Hug Day, and World Snorkeling Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date Wednesday, July 30th, the 211th day of the year, and 154 days remaining this 2025.
Well done, as always, General. Even remotely, you knock it out of the park. Appreciate that. Coming up next, the Chargers have found a way to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame game more interesting. We'll discuss that next. Morning Juice.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit OutdoorStewards.org.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thitoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for you. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor the solution to fit your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bob, one of the movies I have seen is the Tom Cruise movie, the Show Me the Money, Jerry Maguire movie.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
Okay. Great. I love. Look, romantic.
You want like me to congratulate you for that?
No.
No.
I want to tell you this. Okay, at the scene at the end where Tom Cruise goes in and goes through his whole speech with Renee Zellweger, which is there with the man haters, and she's like, "You had me at hello. You had me at hello. You know, shut up. You had me at hello." Great scene. God, tearjerker for me. Anyway, that's the Hall of Fame game. Had me at Hall of Fame game. Had me at NFL. But they brought me in even deeper when Jim Harbaugh announced.
What she said.
that Trey Lance will be starting for the Chargers in the Hall of Fame game. Bob, I cannot wait to see this because I want to
Cowboys legend. Trey Lance.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, Cowboys legend, former top 3 NFL draft pick, Trey Lance. Look, put more heroin in my veins then. That's all I'm asking for. Are you excited? Will that make you watch more of the Hall of Fame game or not?
Not really, but maybe. Who knows?
Okay,
I'm gonna watch
maybe. That's all we need.
Small amount. I'm going to watch a small amount either way, but him starting, I guess that gives it a little intrigue.
I think it does too, Bob. That's like, yeah, I told you before. It's something I'll get so excited about it. I'll watch 5 minutes, say, oh, you know what? I think the lawn needs mowed or something like that. I'll find another reason not to.
Lawn needs mowed. It's going to be like 8 o'clock at night, and Heather mows the grass.
That's fair. I need to watch Heather mow the grass. Anyway, what I'm saying is, though, Bob, is that I get very excited about the Hall of Fame game, and then a few minutes in, I'm like, you know what? There's something else I need to probably do right now. But now I will wait maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever. I'll wait longer than I normally would have, and it sounds like you might too, because I want to see what Trey Lance can do. And it won't matter because he's not going to take the starting job from Justin Herbert. He's going to play with third string and fourth string guys against third and fourth string guys. I get all of that. That's going to happen. Nonetheless, the fact that Trey Lance will be the starter, it makes it more interesting.
You know, we used to play this game when I was on with Rothman. And it was the brainchild of one Matty Ice, so It was great. It was called "What Team Do I Play For?" and we would do it about maybe a week or two, like leading into training camp, and all of the players that moved during free agency. And if you would have asked me what team Trey Lance played for this year, I would have struggled to produce an answer. I probably would have just said Dallas Cowboys and thought that he was still on the roster as a backup.
That's a great game, Bob. Now it's hacky if we try to play it. We can rebrand it, rename it something else, like what team owns that player's rights. We could do that instead. Bodie, let me ask you this, Bodie. And by the way, Bobby, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but Bodie's wearing a Cowboy shirt today. Shocker.
I can see it.
Okay. Bodie, did you have any thoughts when the Cowboys acquired Lance, and any thoughts about him now?
I thought it was absolutely insane that we gave up a 4th-round pick for a guy who was at most going to be a backup.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't really play at this level, with all due respect.
Sure.
And so,
let's say all due respect. That's
imagine if you gave. Well, I mean, all fairness, Bodie. Imagine if you would have gave up the 3rd overall pick for him.
That's true. Yeah. And you want to talk about? Now we got Joe Milton at least too.
That's good.
He's got a cannon now. The ball. Does he know where it's going? Heck no, he doesn't. But
he's got a cannon, but
sucker.
unfortunately, we need a football quarterback.
Yeah, and speaking of 3rd overall pick, that 2021 NFL draft for quarterbacks, at least in the first round, I think 5 guys in the top 15, 16, give or take. Lawrence has not been bad, but not been, I think, what we all thought he'd be.
Right.
Zach Wilson, bust. Yes. Trey Lance, bust. Fields, hopefully he can get it turned around, but I don't think he's been what we thought he'd be. And then Mac Jones has not worked out either, so been a little rough.
Okay, where's Mac Jones now? Does anybody know?
I think Jacksonville.
Bob?
I'm going to second with Bodie. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm not going to look it up. I'm assuming Jackson. I think Jacksonville's the right answer. I think that's correct. I think
I'm not going to look it up.
No, I'm not going to.
Actually, we were all wrong.
Where's he?
He did play for Jacksonville last year.
Okay.
But right now he is a San Francisco 49er.
Oh.
There we go.
The next Trey Lance.
He had a pretty good rookie year, too, and then just...
He did, yeah.
Things fell apart. Ooh.
Yeah, he did. I was watching ESPN yesterday, Bob, and they are loving Vrabel in New England. Like they were doing like the NFL Live or the NFL thing they do every day.
Oh, yeah.
And they were singing the praises of the fit with Vrabel in New England and what he's going to bring to that organization. Yeah, I think he will play well there.
I also think that one of the biggest things for New England is not only is Vrabel a really good coach, they, with all due respect, again, might have had
don't do the all due respect.
Have had one of the worst coaches in the league last year in Gerard Mayo. So I do think New England can be. Look, I don't think they're going to make the postseason, but I don't know how much would they win 3-4 games last year.
Something
give or take.
Like
it won
a
lot.
Yeah.
I could see Drake May in that team having a pretty big leap this year, just because. Go ahead, Carv. Vrabel, you're going from maybe one of the like I said, all due respect, worst coaches in the league,
doing
too.
That, Bodie.
I think Vrabel's on a very short list as one of the best, Carp.
Well, he had his team as the number 1 overall seed in the AFC when he was in Tennessee. It's no surprise. Like, most of the guys on NFL Live, like, are former players. They usually like and they're going to respect former players, other former players, especially guys that have had jobs. Vrabes is very direct. I mean, he eviscerates people in press conferences for not paying attention. I don't know if you guys saw it where the one reporter asked, like, he literally just went over everybody for 5 minutes on the team. And then another reporter asked, like, hey, how important is it? And asked virtually the same question that was just asked. And he just undresses them about, I don't know if you were in a coma, whether you were tweeting, posting, or whatever on your phone. But I just spent 5 minutes doing that. I could always relive it if you need to. I think the Patriots, they're in a – some of it's going to be is how good Stephon Diggs is. They're going to need him to be able to play and play in a big way, get off that pink magic or whatever he's got rocking from the boat party, and make sure that he's showing up and playing. If he plays well, I could see them winning, like being a fringe team. Like Bodie, I know you're saying maybe not getting the playoffs. Like I could see them coming down to the end of the season battling for that 7th playoff spot. But the AFC is just so good, and that's what's tough. The Bills are going to be really good. I think the Jets are going to be better in division. I think they're better than Miami right now, just with where Miami's at and what they're going through. But if you got Kansas City, you've got the AFC West. I mean, I think the Chargers are going to be pretty good, and then you've got the Ravens still out there, Steelers. Like it's a tough slog there in the AFC.
Bob, I think that when you and I, well, I shouldn't say you and I, because you're a better player than me. When I'm Christmas shopping, I think the Patriots will still be playing meaningful games.
I would say that's what I'm saying. I think that's accurate. Yeah. I think they probably come up a little short. I don't know if they're quite there yet, but I think they probably are right on the fringe.
How do you think Bill Belichick wants the Patriots to do well?
I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
to tell you the truth.
I mean, Vrabel, former player of his and stuff. So I thought maybe then, but then it's like he also has his issue with Kraft.
Yeah, there's that truth, but I don't think that he cares. It's crazy. He's a person unlike anyone else I've ever met. So like a lot of people would be like vengeful. I think there's probably a little degree of that, but he just is so consumed with what he's doing. I don't think he lets his mind drift really to that.
Coming up next, Quick Hitters Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Central Ohio is home to a lot of sporting events that bring in millions of dollars of economic impact to our town. These events are huge for the city, providing revenue for local businesses, job creation, infrastructure development, and many other benefits. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses prosper year-round.
Thanks, Bobby. We truly value our local businesses and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job.
Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs.
Right on the target, Travis. We understand the business climate in Central Ohio, and we will help you reach your goals.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab. Just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Event Risk. What keeps you up at night? Visit EventRiskINC.com.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Just respond to a couple people in the chat. We'll do it live here, Bob. At Seahawks 12th man asked if Patrick, one of our Hall of Famers, I guess, asked if Bob overslept. No, he didn't oversleep. We thought this would happen. Bob was it was planned. He went to Cincinnati for the Reds game last night, stayed there afterwards, and that's why he's coming to us live now. And at Sean Drinkos,
they think that
they think you overslept.
Brought all this stuff.
Yes.
On accident, overslept to wake up at 5:30. I mean,
yes.
I wasn't going to wake up at 4 o'clock and drive back. That was not going to be the case. Sitting at the casino till 11:30.
What about getting in here for that 9 o'clock meeting, Bob?
Yeah, you can't forget that. We're not going to force fun. Bob, at Sean Drinko says, and he certainly loves me, I think. When does Tito go on vacation? And can it be until February?
Can it be until February? I mean, we'll see.
That feels
Jeff.
personal.
I don't know if
that feels personal.
You're going to be on vacation for a day coming up. I mean,
and then 3 days in September. Or wait, 2 days in September.
Yeah.
When I go to Vegas. There you go, Sean. Tune in then. Let's do some of these quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good morning, Bodie Wells.
Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Bobby, Tito walked in the studio this morning. He looked me dead in the eye and said, just visually, I would say my body looks a whole lot better. And frankly, I had to agree with him. But nevertheless, that also just happens to be a quote that Luka Doncic, he told the Men's Health magazine in an interview as he is attempting to reshape his body this offseason. He spent the last couple months training in Croatia, where he has been training both off the court, getting his mind right, on the court to get his basketball body right, and probably more importantly, adhering to a gluten-free, low-sugar diet that includes intermittent fasting and high levels of protein, that is at least 250 grams per day. According to that interview, that is quite a bit. But nevertheless, Carp, Luka has been under a lot of scrutiny the last couple of seasons for his conditioning. We'll see if this offseason work can pay off for him in his first full year with the Lakers, kind of his second year there in L.A.
Yeah, I mean, because he's been a doughboy most of the time. I'm just going to call it what it is. Yeah, he looks like he's taking on water. Like you can pop him sometimes, Bodie. And now he looks a little leaner. Oh, wait. I'm actually going to care about my diet. I'm not going to just drink beer all the time. Maybe do something more than just go out and shoot some Jays. He's highly skilled and he's very athletic, but you got to take care of yourself. And that's the one thing. Love LeBron or hate him, nobody's done a better job taking care of their body than he has, and he's gotten a ton out of it. And here's my thing. Outside of Giannis, I don't know any European player that I would say is in good shape, that I would look at and say I would like to be in as good a shape as that guy, because I've never really been. I've been to London, but I've talked to other people that have been through Europe. I don't know if they have recreational gyms in Europe, Bodie. I don't think people work out there. I don't think it's part of the culture. They smoke cigs, drink wine, eat some cheese,
race horses,
hang out, race horses, do stuff like that. They're not a superficial society like the United States, where we're going to go work out to try to be on the cover of a magazine.
Yeah, Bob, when you talk about, I was thinking about that. As soon as you said that, made that statement about European players and not necessarily being the ideal body type.
It's true. Name someone outside of Giannis that you would say is in good shape.
Wembanyama?
Pau Gasol?
Wembanyama.
For heaven's sake. Wemben, you kidding me? That dude looks like he's got. I mean, he looks like he's sick. He's 7'1" and weighs 14 pounds.
Porzingis.
Same issue.
Okay.
And he's not even European. He's Russian. There's a difference. I know they consider Western Russia part of Europe, but listen, if you ever watched Icarus, all the blood doping that goes on over there, they do care about that because they care about winning. Or else Putin kills them.
Drazen Petrovic was in good shape.
I don't even know who that is.
Okay, that's all right, Bob. When I saw the picture, Bob,
Vlade Divac.
No, he smoked during timeouts. But
Peja Stojakovic.
He was in good shape.
Come on, man.
NBA champ.
No,
Peja wasn't.
He was in. He didn't have a physique that I
Ogauskas
admired.
Big Z? No,
Big Z.
no,
There
no,
you
we
go.
can't go with
Big
that
Z.
one. I'm trying to think, Bob. There's got to be somebody out there. There's got to be some European
Hold
player.
on.
Dirk was in pretty good shape, wasn't he?
Kukoc?
Dirk wasn't
Tony
in
Parker.
bad shape. Tony Parker, not really.
Tony Kukoc?
Dude, give me Tony
Ginobili?
Kukoc. Yeah, that was my joke. Manu, first of all, he's Argentinian, so
Same
I don't
thing.
know if that constitutes Europe. Same thing, yes. I mean, maybe an ocean dividing the two. Like, I would have given you like a North African player or Middle Eastern, somewhere where you could actually drive a car to get there. Manute Bol,
dead.
Tall.
Also
dead.
with the Queen.
Bol, alive and still playing.
Patrick came strong, by the way, frozen Bobby. Patrick came strong with Akeem Olajuwon. I can get behind that one.
I think it does point to Bobby's point. Makes Carp's point stand strong though that we have to go that far back.
Right, that's
just
fair.
to find some
That's fair.
players.
When I saw that picture, Bodie, I know you've seen it also, and Bobby's seen it now. But when I saw that,
it looks good.
When I saw the picture, I thought it wasn't him. I thought, this is just some kind of BS Photoshop thing that they put out there.
I will say though, I think you could. I don't think it's Photoshop, but I think you can take any picture, especially when you're trying to put it on the face of a magazine, and make yourself look pretty good. I think we all have good angles and bad angles. I don't necessarily doubt that he could be in great shape over the last few months because he has all the access to anything you could possibly want. He could have every meal made for him down to the bite. He could have the greatest training in the world. They also talked in the interview a little bit about how he even spent the first month or so after the Lakers season ended.
Yeah.
Not even training basketball. It was just getting his mind right and stuff like that. So I don't have any doubts that he could be in great shape, but he came in the 2018 NBA draft, I'm pretty sure it was, there to Dallas, and then obviously got traded to LA last season. And he's always been pretty thick. I mean, honestly, if you look at his rookie season to now, he's put on some weight. And of course, he went from 18 years old to his mid-20s, so putting on a little bit of weight there isn't the end of the world.
I put on the freshman 15.
Yeah, exactly. But nevertheless, and look, American food, it tastes good, man. That fast food's pretty good, but it's not very healthy for you when you're trying to be a NBA basketball player.
Oh, I had ramen for breakfast this morning. And Bob, I see, like we were talking about there about Luka, I wondered how much the photo could have been doctored. If you want to know how you can doctor photo, look at my Match.com account. I used to get some play on that, Bob.
Here's the thing, man. Like Bodie said, it's your job.
Yeah.
This is your job. You have all the resources in the world to be in shape. Do your job. It's not like you're working out after work. Your job is to work out and to stay in shape. And by the way, it's the thing I tell guys all the time at Ohio State. If you have a hard time keeping your weight together at 22, you think it's going to be easier when you're 32? I'm like, buddy, it only gets harder, okay? So, take care of your business. Yeah, Luka got a little bigger. He went from 18 to whatever he is now, 25. But at 25, it shouldn't be hard to manage your weight.
God, he looks
try
good
to 35.
He looks so much different in that photo, Bob. You see that thing on
he's actually worked out and put together effort. He actually put some effort in. You know what? Try caring for just a little bit, and then it might actually work for you.
You mentioned LeBron before this and how he's maintained his body. And I'll still contend, Bobby, that among every athlete that I've, in my lifetime, when the hype was there, I've never seen an athlete live up to and exceed the hype while also staying, for the most part, out of the negative public spotlight than LeBron. LeBron's biggest thing he's done, great chosen one, maybe self-proclaimed chosen one, but as a high school freshman and sophomore is when we first started hearing about LeBron. But the worst thing LeBron has done, the worst thing he's done is the decision. All the other stuff, and he might be a jerk off the court. He might have, he might be like Tiger when it comes to women off the court. It might be like that. I have no idea. All I'm saying is the worst thing we've heard about publicly with him is the decision, and the man has taken care of his body and kept himself in shape.
He's been phenomenal. He's lived up to everything that people thought he could be. I mean, it's Tiger Woods is probably the other guy who's done that, but then you mentioned the off-the-field stuff. Right. And that's the one thing that kind of plagued him a little, obviously, for that point in time. But those two guys, as far as my lifetime, are the first, post-internet players where the hype gets so crazy on them as a young person and they're able to live up to it. And LeBron's, his longevity is what's been most incredibly impressive. Yeah, and the fact he spends reportedly $1 million a year on keeping in shape, his body and all these things, the different supplements, the sleep chambers, whatever else he does. But the fact he does that, though, and I'm trying to think, the most hyped athlete in baseball since I've been alive is probably Bryce Harper, and he's done a decent job. Strasburg was pretty, but Strasburg got hurt then, and then he didn't live up to it.
Yeah, I don't know if he. He was wasn't he the World Series MVP in 2019 they won it?
It might have been on that one.
He didn't have obviously LeBron's longevity, right? I remember him being pretty, like you said, him and Harper are the two that come to mind for me. Right. And I would say Harper's lived up to it pretty close.
I think so. Other than saying F you to the commissioner the other day.
Well,
but, I mean, there's no.
A lot of people actually might have liked
that.
That's
awesome.
That might have raised his approval. But I'd say Strasburg came within the ballpark of living up to it. The injuries are.
Well done.
I don't know, man. When you're a pitcher, if you don't have Tommy John, that's like what?
What's
wrong with you?
Yeah, right. Why don't you have the surgery? Bob, I can't think of anybody else in either sport. I was trying to think in football, Cam Newton maybe, coming into the
Andrew
NFL.
Luck had a lot of hype.
He was supposed to be the guy, but he got hurt and
he got banged
and never
up
really fulfilled it.
Yeah.
I don't know. In hockey, it was Eric Lindros for me growing up, not for you guys. And Lindros famously said, I'm not going to play in Quebec. And ended up getting traded to Philadelphia, and he had the concussion thing that happened later on. He's a great player, but had the concussion issue, and that's why he couldn't probably fulfill his full potential. All right, coming up next, you can smell it in the air. Football's here. And I came across an interesting list I want to share with you next. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor-quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. We built a brand new studio just for Bobby, and Tito has already ruined it just by being here.
I'm pregnant.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Carpenter, Bodie Wells. And there was a time, Bobby, there was a time when somebody said, oh, you look like this guy, a friend of mine. It's not Mike Todd, but people think Mike Todd and I are brothers, but from the Jackets. But anyway.
George Clooney?
Maybe Clooney. That's a great one there. Brad Pitt, yeah. Anyway, bless you, Bob. It's not like you sneezed there.
Well, I mean, it just, if George Clooney lived his worst life for about a decade, he would have turned into Thitoff.
That again feels personal, but Bob. So I'm going to tell you this. So like, oh yeah, you look like him. You look like him. You guys look alike. You're brothers. Whatever. And the first time I met that other guy's wife, and she saw me, and he says, "The guy that thinks I look like him," and his wife takes one look at me and says, "Oh no." No. Like she was offended that somebody else thought that me and her husband looked alike. It was very bothersome. The reason I bring that up, Bob.
I can't imagine why.
Okay. Again, Bob, the reason I bring that up, I sent you a text yesterday about the story I saw in the Dispatch. And It was about the top 25 players, according to the Dispatch, Columbus Dispatch, the top 25 high school football players since 2000. And you were 6th on the list. And after I said it, I thought, is Bob going to be upset about that, or will he embrace it? Like, is it a good thing, or does Bob think he should be higher? And that was me. The first thought I had after I hit send on the text was, is Bobby okay being 6th? And you seemed okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, Backus got number 1. It's like I respect that. There are others that you could make arguments in there, but I'm like, you know what? A friend of mine sent it to me after you did another one, and he was like, hey, 6 isn't bad. I'm like, well, if I would have known, maybe I would have, I was only going to be 6. Maybe I would have worked a little harder back in, 1999, 2000, whatever, to help elevate my status on that. But I thought 6. I was like, you know what? That's not terrible over quarter century here in the great part of Central Ohio. Like, that's a growing area. Like, I thought that was pretty good.
But by the way, I know Backus is your boy. I know you're friends with Backus. I know you guys are buddies. He wasn't even the best running back his last year. It was Maurice Hall was the best player in the state of Ohio that year. He got screwed on a couple things, and that's fine, whatever. But do you know Bobby Maurice Hall from Brookhaven?
I played with him, so I know who he is.
He's Mo Hall. In week 10 of that last season, he had a 411-yard rushing game with 8 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, who's he playing as well?
It's a tough Briggs team. Nonetheless, underrated Briggs team. The Briggs.
Dude, my brother had like 230 yards against Westland at halftime his senior year. Like, what are we talking about?
Brady Quinn was 4th.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned in the chat, by the way, as far as somebody who may have also lived up to the hype. Le'Veon Bell 5, Bobby Carpenter 6. They got a beautiful picture of you there with your locks hanging out in the back of your Ohio State helmet. And mentioned that you finished college with 191 tackles, 14.5 sacks, 23.5 tackles for loss, and you were the first team All-State in Division I. There were a few people on here I'd forgotten about, Bob, when I was looking at this. Like the number 2 player they had was Daniel.
So let me ask you this. Were they basing this off of like what you did in high school, what you did after high school all together? I was just trying to like figure that out. Like, not that I, like they said, I'm fine with being 6. Just what was the criteria, of how they were ranking people?
All right. Here's what it says in the article. We selected the top 25 most consequential Central Ohio players since 2000, football players 2000. It's an ultimate all-metro team with the criteria being success in high school and beyond.
Okay, so both.
Yeah. Daniel Bangura from Harvest Prep. I had forgot about him, but he's got the state record for career rushing yards, I guess, and had 9,650 yards. Also has the records for most career rushing touchdowns, 124, most total touchdowns, 133. And as a senior, he rushed for 3,401 yards and 45 touchdowns. Pretty good year right there. But I'd forgotten about him. Le'Veon,
what did he do after?
I don't know what he did after.
What did he do after high school?
Let me see what it says. After originally going to Ohio State as a preferred walk-on, he played collegiately at Kent State and North Carolina A&T. So,
okay.
His records for single season for total touchdowns was 57, rushing scores 54, points 348, but they've all been surpassed since then. Maurice Hall 3, Brady Quinn 4, Le'Veon Bell 5, Bobby Carpenter 6, Demetric Crenshaw from Pick Central. Do you remember him? He played
quarterback.
He was a quarterback. He
played at Cincinnati, I thought.
Let me see what it says here. He freshman of the year. He was a redshirt freshman at Youngstown State in 2021. Later transferred to Tennessee State, and it says now he is a senior at Slippery Rock. Walnut Ridge's Malik Harrison, who played for Ohio State also. He ended up going to the NFL. Mike Adams
played for the Ravens for a while.
Is that right? Did he play for? Yeah. He drafted 98th overall by the Ravens in 2020. Mike Adams, Dublin Kaufman, 04 to 07. Zach Harrison, number 10. And who was 11 was Darren Lee. God, we got a bunch of former Buckeyes here. 12, Pat Elfline, who went to Pickerington North. 13th was Taco Charlton from Pick Central.
Dallas Cowboy.
He was a Dallas Cowboy.
He was a bust.
There we go with bust.
With all due respect, again.
I love how Bodie keeps saying, with all due respect, he was a bum. Benny Snell, Westerville Central. And he played for the Steelers also.
Yeah, he went to Kentucky.
That's right, yeah. Simon Frazier, 15th. Another UA kid there. And he had a decent career at Ohio State. And Dr. Frazier, if I'm not mistaken now.
5 years, yeah. 5 years in the NFL. Did a good job.
Godwin Igwebuike he went to Pick Central and Pick North. He was another one there. He played from at 2009 he was a Central and 10 through 12 at 2009 he was a Central, then 10 through 12 he went to Pick North. Played in the NFL for Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Detroit, Seattle, Atlanta, and Pittsburgh. Jack Rafferty, the St. Charles quarterback, and also Dublin Coffin was checked at 17. Jonathan Cooper, Buckeye at 18. Jake Butt, 19.
Cooper might his is still all his stuff is still unwritten. Like there's still more chapters to write with Coop. Like he could substantially rise on that list based upon what he continues to do in the NFL.
So
would you say he's staring at the blank page in front of him, Bob?
Natasha Benningfield would say that, Bodie, and I would concur.
He played at Gahanna from 2012 to 2015. So, yeah, he's about 10 years out of high school, but still has time.
People will tell you there it's technically Lincoln High School. That's what it's listed as.
Since I was at the Dispatch, and
it's at the state register, like on the register, it is Lincoln High School located in Gahanna.
At the Dispatch, though, it was never Delaware Hayes. It was always Delaware. It was never, I'm trying to think of it was never St. Francis de Sales. It was de Sales. It wasn't Bishop Watterson. It was Watterson. We had to keep things very tight back then in the days of the agate. Devon Hamilton, Pick Central. He was drafted by Jacksonville, played for them. Justin Bourne was 21. 22 was Jack Sawyer. 23, Dom Purcell from Watterson. So another guy he was a finalist for Mr. Football when he was a senior. He was Co-State Defensive Player of the Year back in 2023. He's now at Navy. 24 was Gabe Powers from Marysville. And then 25 was Lance Moore from Westerville South, underrated player. He had a little cup of coffee there, 10-year NFL career, and won a Super Bowl with the Saints in that one.
Oh, he was really good. There was a stretch where he was one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. Like, I would say Lance is probably underrated, underrepresented in that. And then Jack Sawyer, like I was talking about Jonathan Cooper. I mean, he has a whole NFL career hopefully in front of him to be able to, enhance that as well.
And so you're okay with being 6th behind Le'Veon. And, Le'Veon Bell obviously had a pretty good career there. Brady Quinn, Bodie.
Yeah,
not a great NFL career for Brady Quinn, but he had
easy.
All right.
Oh, calm down, Bodie. But, Brady was pretty damn good as well. And obviously with his college career he had after that, Hall and then Bangura and Backus. That's pretty good company.
And it is. Like, I'm trying to figure out how they're weighting some of that. Like, as far as Jeff, they were what they did was really, really impressive as being the first large public school in Central Ohio to win a state championship in a long time, getting that done. That was a really big deal. And he had a really nice career at Northwestern as well. Maurice Hall, really, as good as he was, and it was more of a function of misuse and probably he had some injury issues, but that was because of kind of what he tried to do to him with himself physically. Maurice was never a big guy.
Right.
He was never going to be an overly big guy. He lifted himself to be as big as he could possibly be, but his frame couldn't hold it. And then he gave up what made him elite, which was his speed and mobility to gain size, because it's we just didn't utilize him the way that we probably should have at Ohio State, but really never. He had the big touchdown against Michigan in 2002 on the speed option, but was just never the player that I thought he could have been at Ohio State. I think a lot of that was just due to misuse and not really not defining a role for him as clearly as they should have and finding a way to utilize him. That's why I just try to balance. I'm looking at some of these guys. It's great high school player, not much after, or in college, or great high school player, good college player, or decent high school player, good college, great NFL player. How you just try to balance that and how those are being weighted. And it's a very subjective measure. Like I said, me being 6, all right, that's fine. There's some guys on there that I think should probably be rated higher. There's some that probably I think should slide down the list, but I would say that it was pretty well thought out and pretty well done.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent list also. It got me to thinking about some players who I'd forgotten about. Maurice Hall, I think you're right on that, Bob, is that I shouldn't say I think you're right. You were kind of there. You may have a different view than I have because you were actually right there. But I thought Maurice Hall would be better in college than he ended up being. But also, if he would have gone to maybe a different school where he would have been used differently, he could have been better as well. Not to say it needed to be a smaller school, but I'm saying if the circumstances, Maurice Hall, certainly, he had a couple of great moments as a Buckeye as well, ones that the Michigan touchdown, things that will live on forever as far as Buckeye lore goes. But I thought Maurice Hall would be a Heisman contender when he got here. And, he and Lydell Ross did a great job together. Collectively, the two of them had a pretty good run, and they both shared carries. The Simon Fraser thing, and I've told the story before, but to show you how different the world is now, I was sent by the Dispatch to go cover Simon Fraser's college announcement. Now, Fraser was a damn good player in high school, obviously, and he's one of the top 25 since 2000. And so, and I can't remember the name of the coach at the time. I don't know if his name's on the stadium or not, Bob, out there at UA. The coach at the time that Simon had, though, a little short guy. And I can't remember what his name is.
A little short guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
So respectful, Thitoff.
No offense. No disrespect. There we go. Is that what Bodie does? Guy. No disrespect. Anyway, I could be a tall, short guy. That'd be stupid. Anyway, so I go to UA because he's going to make this announcement at a certain time. And the workout facility, everything is underneath the gym, underneath the stands, the home stands.
Stadium.
Yeah, the stadium there. And so I walk in there, and I'm looking around, and I just see players working out. I'm like, okay, where's Simon and stuff like that,
Good.
So I'm standing there for probably, Bob, somebody may have called the police. I was there 45 minutes watching high school guys work out.
Yeah, of course.
And at some point,
step into my office, Dr. Strauss.
The head coach comes busting out of an office, and he says,
"There's this random dude here creeping out the kids."
I knew it was. Was it Daryl? Darnell? I don't know. Anyway, he comes out and he says,
"Daryl Darnell, yeah,
something like that." Anyway, it wasn't Darnell. It was definitely it was somebody. It was a Daryl, not a Darnell. Comes out of his office and yells, "He's going to Ohio State!" And then goes back in the office and closes the door. That was I had to report on that this guy comes out and says he's going to Ohio State. I didn't even see. I don't remember if I talked to Simon that day or not. I must have. I did a story on it, but that was it was no cap in front of because his parents went to Michigan, I believe, and so there was no moment there where he's in front of
really.
Yeah, I think his parents did. I think they did.
I'll have to ask them about that.
Yeah, I think they went to
Michigan. I didn't.
At least one of them did.
Maybe his dad. And his mom is German. I'll have to ask.
Is she in good shape? Because we talk about European players.
Germans don't count. Germans and Russians are exempted from this.
Germans are exempt from the Russian thing or from the European thing?
No, well, because of Eastern Germany and because, dude, they try to take over Europe. They've always, multiple times, listen, they've always cared about fitness and performance and all of those different things. Heck, my dad was watching this documentary on World War II of the Lightning War, of how they took over all of these countries, the Blitzkrieg. And he goes, they just gave them meth and they just never slept. And I'm like, yeah, performance enhancers. That's what they were all about. Most Europeans don't even care enough to take performance enhancers.
By the way, that's also how we do morning juice. Fish just gives us meth, and that's how we continue to do this every morning at this time. I keep thinking Simon's, because I know he's Dr. Frazier now.
Yes.
I keep thinking that he played for the Browns. He played for the Falcons as well.
Falcons.
That was the other one. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I keep thinking that I think his dad did go to Michigan.
You might be right. You might be correct in saying that. I don't remember that being part of his story, but maybe it is.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Dr. Frazier and find out what kind of shape his mom is in, too, so we can add her to the list and see if she's...
I saw his mom the other day.
Where did you see Simon Frazier's mom? Where did you bump into Simon Frazier's mom? At Soda?
At the pool.
At the pool? Okay. All right.
You question it. Simon is a friend of mine.
I know he's a friend of yours. I don't listen.
Chelsea used to work at the middle school, so I would see her a lot there.
I didn't know how often. Look, I know Simon's a friend of yours. He's also a doctor. He's got a busy life. I know you've got a damn busy life. I didn't know how often you bumped into the Frazier family. That's all. That's all about.
Well, our kids are very similar. Our kids are similar ages, so that helps.
Okay.
Our older kids.
All right. Coming up next, Austin Ward joins us. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
It's like when you get a paper cut and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund. Because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook: read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. It is Wednesday. It is 7:20-ish, which means this.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Austin Ward joining us now. Or Canelo Alvarez, whatever you want to say. But Austin, I was reading something on The Athletic about SEC Media Days, and the reporter's comment on it was that something to the effect of, media days are nowhere what they used to be as far as for journalists. They're more built for TV and radio, and you can't get one-on-one time with people at the SEC Media Days, and just talked about how much different it is now than it was, say, 10 years ago. And I'm curious from you, coming back off Media Days, what is what's different now before, and if that's the case, is more because you're still a reporter at heart. I know you do a lot of social media things, you do a lot of things on radio, and obviously the stuff we do with 10 TV Plus, all the other things you do, and there's a lot of video involved in that. But I'm curious for you though, is it that different for you? Because you and Berm knocked out of the park as far as the one-on-one time you guys got. And I was trying to think, is the Big Ten just that different, or are you and Berm just that dialed in?
Well, I appreciate the compliment to start this off, Tito. That's a great way to roll into it. It sounds like what I've described to Bob for the last, 6 years, that when we get ready for trips to Indianapolis or Chicago before that, or Las Vegas last week, the usefulness of Big Ten Media Days for 90% of the people that are attending has long since dissipated. I think it would be best if, because of it's not even the fracturing, it is just that everyone has such easy access to information on all the schools, that what you used to do, like the first time that I went to a Media Days 20 years ago in my career, you would go back, and I was writing for a newspaper, and that would be about the easiest and sometimes only way for Wyoming fans to get information about everyone that they were going to play. So I came back in July from that. I had a story or two stories about all the big players around the league, what they were trying to accomplish, who were the favorites in the league. None of that stuff is a mystery anymore in college football, and it doesn't do me or Berm or anyone at 97.1 The Fan or 10 TV or 10 TV Plus to dedicate much time to anyone on Ohio State's schedules, because we already know who they are. And if you have questions about them, the people that cover those teams on a day-to-day basis are the experts. So the way they can go find them and get much better information than I could glean from 1 5-minute smash and grab at a podium session with someone who plays for Purdue, or an SEC beat writer could get from a conversation with someone at Ole Miss. So, I think they are TV events, and the way that they are structured now is kind of crazy for the players and coaches. I looked at when we were trying to schedule out the time to have Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and Ryan Day on our show last week, and the list of things that they were required to do by the Big Ten to go here for 30 minutes with Fox, 30 minutes here with CBS, 30 minutes here with ESPN, 30 minutes here with Sirius. Like they had like maybe 2 breaks built in, but were going for 7-8 hours of conversations, and very little of that was with the majority of the attendees, which is, the newspaper reporters, radio, TV, and people like myself who do a little bit of all of that. So I think it would be better, Tito, if, you could still send these. It is helpful, I think, for all the programs to have these, film these things with the television networks with the biggest stars and get those all done at one time. But it should go back, in my opinion, to having the full team media days on campus. And if there are national media people who need to pop around, they can pick and choose where they want to go. But it would be way more beneficial and there were people on the Ohio State beat who couldn't go to Vegas because it didn't make sense to do so budget-wise, to have the 2 deep or the full roster available for one day before training camp starts. That would be my preference, and then I think every team in the Big Ten should do the same.
Bob, before you ask a question, I'm sorry, I just want to point out, because I respect Austin, I'm going to bring this up, that, he started off with, I gave him a compliment, he said he appreciated that, and then he answered the question. He started off by saying, as I've been telling Bobby for 6 years, which kind of belittles my question then, because I guess I should have known, because he's been telling you about it, Bob, for 6 years. I should have known the answer to the question. That's okay. We're going to move past it. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, because I enjoy the media day element of it, because like when I do my work with XM, you get to have the coaches on. I get to hear a lot of stuff from them. They sit down. But you're right, Austin. I mean, they're shepherded around, from Fox, all the big networks. And would it be worth it? Let me ask you this, for guys to stay 2 days so that they could have like a morning on the second day to be able to sit there and get in the scrum and maybe do some breakout sessions with everybody?
I think what I don't want to ask more of, if you're only going to allow 3 players to go.
Should they have more players? Because the Big 12 is limitless.
Yes, they should be limitless. And we talked about that before I left a couple weeks ago, that someone like Carson Hinsman has a great story. I asked Ryan Day that on Tuesday, because he mentioned at the podium that there were more guys who deserved to be there and had stories to tell and would have been great ambassadors, representatives of the program, and able to talk about more things. When you narrow it down to just 3 and then specific windows of half an hour for the scrum session, we're fortunate. Berm and I were able to schedule time with all 3 of the Buckeyes that were there and with Ryan Day. But that wasn't the case for everyone. I think we worked hard to put ourselves in that position to do that. But, they compressing them in for the one day while also limiting it to 3 representatives and 6 teams and spreading it out over 3 days. The way it's designed right now doesn't really allow you to maximize the attention on some of these programs. And I'm not going to – I've been going to them for a very long time, and I'm not going to pretend like I could come up with a system that is way better. I fully recognize the way it's set up and why it's done that way, to make sure that because they're shooting like – hey, it's Saturday night NBC primetime graphic with these, or, they're doing advertisements and commercials with them. I understand that they have to do that. That's the easiest way to do that. But in terms of like adding additional coverage and putting more eyeballs on the Big Ten, not just Ohio State specifically, the way it's set up is not really conducive to doing that. And I think that's why I say, if you have to keep this event and you have to send them somewhere for the broadcast element and for commercials and, Radio Row, I get that. But to your point, Bob, if you can send 10 players and you carve out 2 hours, or the Mandalay Bay and the Convention Center, the Big Ten didn't want to be in Las Vegas. And they made a mistake by letting Indianapolis get away. But whether it's in Indy or Vegas, they're not limited on space. Before it was at Lucas Oil Stadium. You could certainly bring twice as many Ohio State players and let them spread around the stadium. And the same was true. There were a lot of hotel rooms in Las Vegas. They weren't limited by space on that, and they definitely weren't limited by this convention center.
Okay. Quick technical difficulties on that one right there. We'll see if we get Austin back. We'll try to grab him back here in just a moment.
It's the beauty of the V-Mix. Thitoff. What I do want to ask Austin on this next one, hopefully we can grab him back and get him on here, is they got a chance to sit down with J.J. Smith, and a lot was made of his sit down with The Athletic when he had comments about Julian Sayin and how talented he was. And a lot of people just made the assumption with that, with J.J. saying that about Julian Sayin, was that he believed Julian Sayin was going to be the coach. Well, the reality is he was asked about Julian Sayin, the quarterback, sorry. He was asked about Julian Sayin, so he answered the question about Julian Sayin, and he's a young guy and like a savvy vet who has been doing this for 7 or 8 years would realize that that's a question that's just going to only hear the answer. No one hears the question. So they would have brought Lincoln Kienholz in as well. And so Austin and Berm sat down with him and asked him about Lincoln Kienholz and what he had to say about him as a quarterback and him as a player. And so that's what I wanted to kind of get at that with him and their understanding of what his feelings are for both of those guys.
Yeah, Bob, it's with the Kienholz thing, the fact that we talked to him at the I talked to him at the Cardale Jones game after he won his second consecutive home run derby. Dude's a beast, fantastic athlete. But I much like with Will Howard last year, I talked to Will Howard, I was like, God, this guy's impressive. This guy gets it. And I feel the same way about Kienholz. And you're right about the Smith thing, where Smith, he gets asked that question. You're right, it gets lost as far as all they hear is the quote, like,
well, he answers the question, but no one hears what was asked about Julian Sayin. So Berm and Austin were like, hey, you asked for us this. It was only about Julian, yes? Yes. What are your thoughts on Lincoln? And he said very similar things about Lincoln. So it wasn't like everybody asked, like, oh, JJ thinks that Julian's going to be the guy. I'm like, he was probably asked about Sayin, so he answered the question about Sayin. I don't think he cares who throws him the ball. Both of those guys are competitive, and Schleiks and I talked about this on our show that we do in the afternoon on YouTube, and he said this, like, there was a point during their competitive conditioning sessions they do on the fan bike where Mick paired up Lincoln against J.J. Smith, and J.J. Smith wins it every year. Like, he is a monster as far as his ability to work and grind. And they were going straight at each other. And Austin is back. So, Austin, I want to ask you this, buddy, about that link. I think you are. I mean, listen, I had trouble earlier today, so don't worry about it.
All right.
You got to sit down with JJ and his sit down with The Athletic. He had the comments about Julian Sayin being a quarterback, and you guys kind of parceled out how he got to that answer and then talked to him a little bit about Lincoln as well, correct?
Yeah. We wanted to, because we had a hypothesis that, Jeremiah Smith, when you put a microphone in front of him and you ask him a question, he's going to answer that question, and he's going to answer it directly and honestly, but he's not going to waste time and spend it off in a tangent and filibuster an answer just for the sake of doing it. So what Berman and I thought was, well, when you had the Athletic story and people were running with the Julian Sayin quotes that were in there, which were very insightful quotes, we said, well, he didn't talk about Lincoln Kienholz, so that must mean that Julian Sayin is definitely the starting quarterback. And we thought, well, it's kind of like, Ron Burgundy with JJ. You were asked to talk about Julian Sayin, and you didn't think that you were going to continue that conversation by talking about Lincoln because you were answering that question directly. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So it was great to get that confirmation from him. And so we said, well, how about this then? Why don't you tell us exactly about Lincoln Kienholz so we can add that to the conversation? And he talked about what a dog he is as a competitor. And Bob, we've spent time, I think, softball game and the handicap that he's dropping down in golf and the multi-sport athlete and the dunks that he can do. Like, I think that is the extraordinary trait that Lincoln Kienholz brings to this, competition that is going to be starting in earnest tomorrow morning out at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Ryan Day continues to stress that they are going to have this thing go out here for the next couple of weeks, and that there are things back and forth between Lincoln Kienholz and Julian saying that he likes, and some things that they need to work on as they get through. But that I was glad that we had an opportunity to not clear the air, but clarify how it came to be and why, from Jeremiah's perspective, why Lincoln Kienholz could be an option for Ohio State. I think, again, all of us here, if we had to put down money and make a bet, we would say, yeah, we think Julian Sayin on the upside in the arm talent is eventually going to win the starting quarterback job. But that's the guy making the decision right now, Ryan Day, is not at that point where he's ready to make that decision and have those bets be paid out. Oh, so I just can't live through another Joe Germain, Stanley Jackson type season where they're rotating almost every series. So as long as whoever it is the best guy, he's the starter, I'm looking forward to that.
30 years ago, Thitoff. Just chill, relax.
You know what it is, Bobby? It's right here in my mind is where it is. Okay, it still happened yesterday. Austin, thanks so much for the time. By the way, the Austin and Berm get together for The Beat, now available on 10 TV Plus. You can download the 10 TV Plus app today on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku. Stay locked in with the latest Buckeye talk wherever you go. Austin, your life changes tomorrow. Not that it was like a walk in the park, but tomorrow things change for Austin Ward.
Can't wait. I mean, this is what we wait for.
Are you going to be out there?
Glad that you guys. Yeah, glad to. It's going to be awesome to see you guys out there. Love practice time. Love the open practices. Love this whole month of coverage to get ready. I mean, football season is back for me. I know for the fans that that won't have tickets for this weekend and are waiting for August 30th, that's when football season starts for them. But for us, we get to go be back out there, see these guys, talk to these guys, catch up on what's going on, and get ready for Texas starting tomorrow. So can't wait for that.
You're the man, Austin. We'll talk again, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Sorry for the gremlins. We'll see you guys there.
That's all right. That was Austin Ward over there joining us. Coming up next, he's usually on Fridays. You're in for a treat, though. Ya Highness joins us next. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little fly, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Bella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. you raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. Listen, if you only listen on, say, Wednesdays, you miss on this on Fridays. It's a treat. It's us to you. This was one of our favorite segments of the week.
Helping you win your sports bets. This is Top Picks on Morning Juice.
Top Picks is powered by WeWinYouWin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Telling you, Morning Juice was made for this man. Ya Highness. Chad. 3 hours behind us. Yes.
Morning, you Juiceheads. How are we doing on this wonderful hump day?
Look, I know you're technically 3 hours behind us, but I'll be fair. I think you're 3 hours ahead of us. I think that's where we're at here on this one. You hit your best bet last week, right? The Yankees scoring first. Was that the one we had?
Yeah, and the best way to get it done in the first inning so I could change off those stupid and get onto a game I actually wanted to watch. So, yeah, I'm not a big Yankees fan, but cash that ticket, moving on to the next. Come on, sweetheart. By the way, can we bring something up? And maybe this was addressed later, earlier in the show.
Yes.
Is Bobby having some marital problems? He looks like he's at a Motel 6 right now.
No, he's not doing that. He went to the Reds-Dodgers game last night with friends.
Okay.
And then ended up crashing out there, staying in a hotel out there. That's where Bobby is. So, no, this was planned. This was not unexpected. If you see me in that situation, then I think the marital problems thing is a real threat. That actually would happen for me. But, no, Bobby, this was planned. Okay,
I don't know if I'm supposed to hear Bobby. I can't hear Bobby coming.
They hadn't started talking.
By the way, I asked Chat GPT. You guys were talking earlier about where Bobby ranking high school football in Ohio, player, all that, right? By the way, Brady Quinn would be mine, but that's a little bit biased based upon when I grew up. But I asked ChatGPT, greatest Ohio State linebackers of all time, the whole history of the university, and your own Bobby Carpenter comes in at number 16, or whatever that's worth.
Yeah. Hey, look, Ohio State's put a lot of good linebackers through. I think Bobby would argue with that. There's been, Bobby's teammates. He had some pretty good teammates too, Bob, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a number of guys in there, Chad, that you would look at and say, yeah, we're pretty darn good players. So it's interesting you pulled that up. I appreciate you taking a look at that for me. And, Chad, if you would have taken Lodolo to have three up, 3 down opening strikeouts in the first inning against the Dodgers last night, you could have made some nice coin.
That's true. By the way, how was the weather down there in Cincinnati? It was a little muggy. Did you get a little skyline chilly down there on the Queen City on the river?
I like Skyline's all right. I mean, I'm not overly a fan of it, but I don't hate it. I know it's very polarizing. It was very muggy. Thankfully, we sat on the first baseline, so we were in the shade the whole game. But if there was not a breeze, it was a muggy situation, to say the least. But I'm not a huge fan of like stadium food in general.
Yeah, I think Red Star, I believe. I hope I got that name. It's been a while since I've been to Cincinnati, but I think Red Star is my preferred chili go-to down there in the Queen City.
He is Chad for the Ya Highness from WeWinYouWin.com. And tell me about this survivor pool you're going to have going on this year at the We Win You Win site.
All right, so a couple of things. We do more than just bet on sports. I mean, obviously, that's a large chunk of what we do, but we also give back. So something that's very passionate, something I've been a part of since I was high school, college age, which is Big Brother, Big Sister, and I've donated or volunteered my time to youth athletics basically all through high school, college, and so on. So something that's near and dear to my heart is youth athletics and giving money back to the kids. So we partner up with youth programs around the country, and we run these contests where we then take the money and give that money to these programs to help them pay for travel, tournament fees, equipment, everything else like that. So for this fall, we have 2 football contests that we've partnered with. And the first one is the NCAA AP Top 25 Survivor Pool. We've partnered with a local team there in the area, Ashland, Ohio, girls softball team, U16. And so what this is, folks, this is a typical survivor pool. It's AP top 25 college. You simply just pick an AP top 25 team to win. You can only pick them once a season. They win in advance. Again, you're using the points from the team. So if the team is 22nd and they win, you get 22 points. If they were third, your total points will help differentiate between at the end of the season who did the best.
That's a great, I like
awesome
that.
Stuff there.
With Ashland, Ohio, that's Shark stomping grounds, right, Bob?
Yeah, the Ashland Arrows. That's a big deal. So fantastic stuff there, Chad. Tell us a little bit about maybe some future stuff on Big Ten potential winners.
Yeah, so I know you guys are gearing up for the big Ohio State weekend there. I think you guys are going to be on campus or down there at the stadium. But looking at it, Ohio State usually, especially in the last, handful of years, have been the odds-on favorite to win the Big Ten, usually year in and year out. This year, their odds have actually slipped back a little bit. I think the books are a little bit higher on Penn State. Obviously, Michigan with the new quarterback coming in, I think some people are a little high on him as well. I actually am very high on Ohio State. I know you guys are going to be talking about all week, but some of the key players that stand out to me, obviously, just saying Julian coming in from Alabama, everything I've read, obviously Austin was on just before me talking about him as well, but I think he gets the starting job. I like the way he slings the rock. They've always had a great wide receiver core there. Jermaine Smith, I think, was mentioned in a previous segment as well. But let's get to some of the guys that don't get some of the love. The offensive linemen, they got Hitzman coming back. They got Montgomery coming back. They got this tight end coming in from Purdue, Max Claire, something like that. I'm probably not pronouncing that correct. I think the defense comes down to two players that I think are going to make and break the defense, and that's Caleb Downs and Alex Sonny Styles, baby. I think the Sonny man heading the defense is going to make a difference there in the Big Ten. Going through the schedule, I got a W in the first week, a W in the second week, a W in the third week, fourth, fifth, sixth. I think when they get to Illinois, they're going to Illinois. That is a tough team. I think that they might give them a little pause, but I think they get the W. Wisconsin's a W. Penn State's got to come home. That's a W. Purdue's a W. UCLA's a W. Rutgers a W. And let's be honest, I don't know if they can lose another year to Michigan. This could be an undefeated season for the Ohio State Buckeyes heading into Big Ten championship game. But even with one loss, I still give them the favorite to win. It's plus 200. That's where I'm booking my money, is the Ohio State Buckeyes to win a Big Ten championship this year.
He is Ya Highness from WeWinUwin.com. What kind of special? Now, look, I love the idea about that survivor pool. People go in there and sign up for that. It looks like you're helping charity. You're also helping out other people like they do there at WeWinUwin.com. Is there what's going on the site now? People just go there, tell them how to sign up again.
Yeah, probably the worst pitch on this. This is our fourth year running this. It keeps getting bigger. We should have over 200 people. I guarantee at least $1,000 for first place on this, folks. But frankly, we're trying to raise over $3,500 for this team. That means we need about 300 or so signups. Even if we end up around 200, that means you're going to walk away with about $4,000 or $5,000 for winning a survivor pool on college football. By the way, there is no other college football survivor pool. If you think you know college football, come take a test. Plus, we're helping a good cause. WeWinUwin.com. Just click the tab that says NCAA Top 25 Survivor.
Can you win though, Chad? Are you in the contest? Can you win?
No. I'm just the judge, jury. Okay. I'm just there overseeing everything. Yeah, I don't participate myself.
All right. You're the man. WeWinUwin.com. Chad YA HIGHNESS, normally on Fridays, not this week, but hopefully if you're the first time here listening to Chad, you'll tune in again next week on Friday, and you'll get to hear from him again. We appreciate the time, brother. Take care.
And Bobby's favorite goodbye is jump on the right foot and do the wrong thing, get down to humping on Wednesday, and I'll see you boys next week.
Attaboy. Ya Highness. If that doesn't have you juiced, I don't know what's wrong with you, because I want to know right now from Bobby what's going to get him juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I know you're juiced, Bob.
Oh, what's got me juiced? Big one down. First time I saw a baseball game, Major League Baseball game in the state of Ohio in about 20 years. Excited. Had a good time last night down at Great American Ballpark. Unfortunately, the Reds blew that thing in the late innings. Lodolo was really, really good for the first 5. 11 Ks, struck Shohei out 3 times. It brought everybody to their feet. I thought there was no way he was going to fan him like that. Terrific and fun time. Went over to the casino a little bit afterwards. Enjoyed that, and going to be making the trek back here to Central Ohio as well. That's got me juiced. What else has me juiced? You sent over Thitoff that dispatch. Central Ohio, best football players the last 25 years, and being 6th, I felt good about that. I don't think that that's anything I would have ever thought. That would have been something for me when I was playing in high school. So to see that, higher, lower, I feel like it could be a little each way, but 6th, I'm going to live with that. And then. What Bodie likes to reference this all the time. And, by the way, I also saw our guy, Brady Quinn, who was, 4th on that list, I think?
Yep.
3rd on the list,
Yep.
would you say?
He was 4th. Behind Maurice Hall from Brookhaven, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Maurice Hall, Ohio State Buckeye, Maurice Hall. I know you're going to rep the Haven there, Thitoff, so good for you. And he had 8,000 yards against Briggs' team that had 7 players out there on the field. So great job. Maurice is a great player, though. One of the most phenomenal athletes I've seen. But got a chance to see Brady Quinn yesterday as well. Nice. Always warms my heart. He goes in there. They were shooting some stuff, obviously, with Fox. So he was pretty fired up about that. Saw Mickey Marotti, his former strength coach. And then I got to remind him that it was his sister's birthday to make sure he gives her a call. So that was it's a nice – what day is it? 29th. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We always shoot one over, big dog. So it's good to see Brady, though. Awesome guy, good buddy. And then I ran across this yesterday. It popped in there, and I figured it'd bring a smile to Bodie's face. And let's listen to old Lieutenant Caffey and Colonel Nathan Jessup.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline.
You people, all you did was weaken a country today, son.
Yes.
That's great. And I'm going to tell you this, after being down there this year and getting a chance to see the patio where they ate breakfast behind his house, I mean, it's awesome. And it brought that movie to life even more so than I thought it possibly could. And then the fact that they have all of the commanders there, Bodie, I'll have to show you the picture, commanding officers that have ever been in charge of Gitmo, and they have Colonel Jessup in there. They slid a picture of him in there for like one day. And I'm looking, I asked the guy, I go, where's Jessup? He was down here. I thought he was joking. And we walked by, and it's like smashed in like 1993, April 1st or something. April Fool's, obviously. But that had me juice. Bodie, what's Slig's got to say?
Who wants to go live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama? I've been down there. It's delightful. But nobody does. Columbus, Ohio, there's opportunity there.
Speaking of Lieutenant
That's Lou Holtz.
Speaking of Lieutenant Caffey there, did I see correctly that Tom Cruise is dating Ana de Armas?
I don't know.
That's what the internet says.
Wow.
And you know what? If that's true, Good for you, man. Forget about a 50-year age gap, just like Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson has. He's going for about the 25 to 30, which I respect.
You got 25 to 30-year age gap, though. Yeah. You got to perform your own stunts. It's still a danger.
Yeah. Well, look, Tom Cruise, he doesn't look a day over like 45, and I think she's probably in her mid-30s, so nevertheless. We are sort of running up against it here, guys, so I will tell this story very quickly. It was super juice yesterday. Working out at the gym, about halfway through, I saw a guy walk in, and if either one of you guys or anybody listening to us has dogs and you've ever taken your dog in a car ride and you come across another vehicle that has a dog in it, I act the same way your dog would in the car, freaking out and whatnot, just as soon as they see the other dog in the other car. I act that same way when I see people wearing Notre Dame gear. So this guy walks in, Notre Dame T-shirt, just immediately catches my attention. So at some point I was like, I am going to go over and talk to this man. Walk over, and I was like, I see your shirt. Like, big fan or just kind of a T-shirt? He's like, big fan. I was like, attaboy. We discussed many things, but amongst the topics of conversation were basically the fact that he wants to go to the Navy game this year. I mentioned I'm pretty sure I'm going to the Navy game with my dad. I got to get confirmation on that myself. But he said he served. Told him, thank you for your service. He talked about he's going to try to go to the A&M game, which I'm hoping to as well. This ticket prices need to come down a little bit for me to hopefully pull that one off. We also talked about the CJ Carr, the what's the word I'm looking for? Just the high hopes that the Notre Dame fan base has in CJ Carr performing in his sophomore season this year for the Irish. And, of course, last but not least, just the unwavering faith in our beloved Dick Corbett head football coach Marcus Freeman. Never seen anything like it, Tito. Just the faith that the people have in our beloved coach. It was a great conversation. Just a great time at the gym. Probably the best day I've had there, frankly, and had nothing to do with working out. What's got you juiced today, Tito?
Bobby, I know you can see it because you constantly have access to, you see us all the time when I was talking, whereas people on YouTube, they can't always see the reactions from the other people off the screen. And I'm telling you right now, folks, on YouTube, I want you to know this. I'm not going to tell you it's got me juiced because we're going to run out of time. But whenever Bobby or a guest mentions anything even remotely close to Notre Dame, the way Bodie lights up it's a bit creepy. But when you mention the name Brady Quinn, Bobby, I'm telling you, I almost saw a tear from our boy Bodie on that one. And so that I guess that does have his use. I'm telling you, people, listen, his love is real. How much you think you love Ohio State, how much you think you bleed scarlet and gray, Bodie's got you beat with, I don't know, what the green, but really not green. Because we'll wear green sometimes. I don't know, whatever the color you guys want to use this week, Bodie. You guys are like Oregon when it comes to picking a uniform to wear. Nonetheless, Bodie bleeds that. So, thank you to our guests today. Thank you to Austin Ward, Your Highness, bringing the juice as always. Bobby, thanks for coming in on being there on such an early morning out there in Cincinnati after going to the game last night. Bodie, thank you. All the juicers, love you. Thank you so much. We'll talk again tomorrow live from Ohio State. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Dangers rarely lie out in the open, so no matter where you live, it's important to know harmful pests can hide in and around your home.
Here I come!
Rodents and cockroaches are drawn to food waste and garbage.
I know you're out here.
Ticks lurk in tall grasses, and mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water.
I can hear you.
Rodents, ticks, and mosquitoes can all spread dangerous diseases.
I gotcha.
Seek the facts you need at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Okay, let's go. Top row.
EYECARE?
Good. Next row.
AM America? iCareAmerica.org?
Yes. Eye Care America helps seniors who haven't had a medical eye exam in 3 or more years. They also help those with an increased risk for glaucoma, and the appointment is often free or at no out-of-pocket cost. It's easy to see if you qualify. Go to EYECareAmerica.org